done it. You've got over $1 million saved in your portfolio. You are ready for retirement. You're prepared. You are ready for that 2 weeks notice to get submitted and start your retirement. But you got to have a shift right now. You're moving into now distribution phase. So the biggest risk on your portfolio, believe it or not, it's not a market downturn. It's not a market correction. It is something that is a lot more scary. It is a lot more permanent if you do not make the right decisions. This risk only arises after you reach retirement and you start taking those distributions. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about that. That risk is called sequence of return. This means, dumbed down, super simple, is this. If you retire when the market is moving this way versus somebody who retires in a year when the market's moving that way, you could have drastically different outcomes with your retirement. Even if your average returns over the same 30 years average out to be exactly the same thing, you retire in a down year, this is where sequence of returns really matters. Some people refer to this time frame as the retirement red zone, the 5 years before you retire and the initial 5 years after you retire. Whatever you want to call it, this is a time where you really can't afford to make any major mistakes. This is why I've spent the last 20 years of my career developing different strategies, helping clients retire to simply avoid this one danger. Sequence of returns risk is really I think, under-discussed risk because it multiplies any other mistake and any other risk that you have during retirement. If you decide that you are going to distribute money to yourself while the market is down, you're not just seeing losses on your portfolio. You're actually realizing those losses by selling when the market is down. And we all know the old adage, right? Buy low, sell high. Well, when you're distributing assets, the one thing that you can't stop doing is selling. You want to make sure that you're timing and positioning your portfolio appropriately. I've been doing this for over 20 years. And the reason why I design retirement plans is really for this main reason. Most investors like you and I haven't been educated and trained of how to distribute money out. We talk a lot about accumulating, we talk a lot about saving, but essentially what we're discussing today is the reverse of dollar cost averaging. You're putting money in, the market goes down, perfect. My dollar bought more shares. I'm putting money in, the market goes up. Okay, I'm happy my portfolio is up, but I didn't buy as many shares this time. When you're selling, you really need to be twice as much aware, 3 times as much aware of the reverse. If you're selling and the market's down, and we'll get into some examples and I'll absolutely make another video that dives deeper into sequence of returns, but when you're selling out of your portfolio, every single time you need assets to live off of, that's a permanent decision and you can't go back. If you want to have a professional review your portfolio and to determine if you have a proper structure and really strategy in place to make sure that sequence of returns does not blow up your retirement portfolio, click the link below in the description. Schedule some time, no obligation with me. We'll get to know each other a little bit. You'll get to know more about me, my investment philosophy, and what this strategy is all about. But we can address the sequence of return risk and make sure that it does not cannibalize your portfolio like I've seen it unfortunately do to others. The reason I create this content is to educate you, to make hopefully you feel a little bit better about your retirement in the future. If you like this video, you like this content, share it with somebody that you love, share it with somebody who you think maybe is going to retire in the next 10 years and needs to get their strategy set up. Or somebody who you think maybe just needs a second opinion, somebody that you love and care about. That's the reason I created this channel. That's the reason why I put out this content is I know that we're not getting this from the places that, right or wrong, we maybe should have learned this. So I'm trying to fill in that gap. Hopefully you appreciate the content. Hopefully you like it. We'll talk to you soon.